Corrib MayFly. This MayFly done. There we are, there's a few there I've been tying. Now you can see it's a lovely colour combination, and it's just a pattern I put together for a friend that fishes the Corrib a lot, and this was a good colour combination that worked extremely well. Now the hook I'm using is a Kamasan. It's a B175 size 10. The thread I'm going to be using is a uni thread in Charteuse, an 8/0, which is a nice size. I like using the fluorescent colour, just lifts the body a wee bit, especially when a fly's hatching, you just need it. Now I'm going to run a thread down until I'm in line with the barb of the hook, and then remove the base piece. For the tag, I'm just going to put a tag on the fly, and this is Mirage, Opal Mirage, give it the way you're doing, and it's the medium one. This is by UTC. Now what I do is I take off a length, and I just stretch it, and you'll see it actually goes a bit more, goes blue, and then remove it from the spool. Just catch it on the side, and then tie it, just come round the bend, round a bit, maybe 1.5 mils or so, and then bring it back up, forming your tag to this point here. You want 2 or 3 turns to catch it in, and then trim away. Now I'm just going to tidy up a bit, and then come back down. Now to protect the tag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a UV resin on, a light one, just all the way around, just to protect it. Don't put it on too heavy, just want enough to put a layer over, and you want a tiny wee drop onto the hook. And there we are. And then come in with the torch and set the resin. Now there's 2 tails in this fly. I'm going to put some dyed hot orange badger, and I've basically used two fibres. You could use bronze mallard, or you could use pheasant tail. It's up to yourself. Some like pheasant tail, some don't, and most of the ones I tie are with the bronze mallard. So what we need is for badger hackle, dyed hot orange. 6 fibres or so is enough. You're looking for a length round about the length of the shank. There we are. A wee measure. You need about 3mm from the eye to tie in your hackles. And then you want some bronze mallard. Just 6 so fibres. Just bring them 90 degrees from the stem, and this will line up the ends, and then tail them off. I just usually either lie them on the top with the normal curve going down or up, depending how you like it, and slightly longer, looking at least the length of the hook, and sometimes a wee bit more. Wee loose turn or 2 to catch it in. Check your length. That's fine. And again, trim this full length of the body, and then get yourself some gold wire, and this is a small gold wire. So you catch this on the side, again the full length of the body, and then I'm going to tidy up. Just bring the thread turns all the way up. A bit of wax here, and then work my way back down, ready to tie on our dubbing. Just bring the thread to the point where you want the body to start. Which is there. Now the body, you can use rabbit, or in this case I'm using seal's fur. This is like a honey olive, light olive, whatever you want to call it. And then just dub it onto your thread. Slide it up. And basically what I do is get it started, and then it's like an anchor point there. Don't worry if the chartreuse comes through the dubbing, nothing wrong with that. But then just build up your body, nice and tight. Check your distance for your hackles, make sure you've got enough room. that's fine. And then we'll get our bleached, or what I call bleached, it's not actually bleached. What it is, this is an olive cape, cock cape. It's been dyed, there's the colour there, olive. Now what you do is you bring it, you put it into the dye, but don't set the dye. Just lift it out and then wash it back to this. Empty your pot out with your dye in it, put fresh water in, bring the water to the boil, put your cape back in, and then set the actual, or set the dye that's on the cape with some vinegar, and then it will stay this nice light colour. Now there's another way you can do it. You can actually bleach it back. You can use bleach, but that kind of destroys the feathers a wee bit. But to wash it back, just wash the cape back. Now take a feather off. Now I'll get 2 flies out of this. So looking for a fibre length just slightly longer than the width of the gape. Now what I'm going to do here is take the thread down to the eye and break this off. You can cut it away if you want, but then come back up. At this point you can check your distance. You need at least 2mm. Now I'm going to do a full turn with the hackle at the top, and then quickly come down, round about, I would say 3 turns or so. Cross your wire, and then come up. You don't want too much on, unless you want to make it slightly, or cause it to sit high on the water. You can put a heavier palmer body on it, but that's enough. Just put a 90 degree bend into your wire, and then basically make sure it's tied in. Take your thread all the way down to the eye. Actually break this off, the tip off, and keep that for your next fly. Bend and break your wire off. If you do have any fibres caught, just draw them back and bring your thread back down ready for your next hackle. Now what I'm going to do here, just kind of looking at it just now, just going to bring out some of the seals for, just use some Velcro. Should do it. Just mixing it up, blending it together. Now I've got my badger neck here, and then I want to take a single feather, much the same length as your body hackle. Now I'm going to remove the fluff from the bottom. Just going to catch this in. Single turn at first, and then make sure you wax your thread. Go down 3 or 4 turns and come back up. I usually break this off, and then do a full turn. Don't go any more than a single 1 turn's enough, plenty. Cross your thread, 90 degree bend with the hackle, and then tie it down. Now that hackle there, I can get another probably 4 flies, just because you only need a single turn, and then tidy up. And there we are, just enough to give it a wee bit of colour. See how it blends and works. And then I'm going to form like a collar or a cloaked wing using bronze mallard. Now you could use the grey, meaning this is the same feather but with no bronze, no the brown colour in it. That works really well if you, I'll show you what it looks like. Now all I do is bring it out 90 degrees. It's like a gosling, just very gosling colour. Then I roll the fibres, and then roll these round. Just encourage the fibres to go round the shank, and tighten up. And there's a kind of give you an idea, just slightly shorter than that, just a wee tad long. But that would still be okay. But I'm going to do this with the darker colour. A bit of wax, make sure you've got the wax on. And here's a feather here, so I'm removing the fluff. Now this fly I probably get a good 2, or get 2 flies out of it anyway. So I'm bringing the fibres 90 degrees from the stem or to where I see the tips are lined up, and then I tear it off. And the easiest way to put them on, I prefer to roll them and mix these fibres up. Just roll them in your fingers. Get the length you want. We're looking around about the length of the hook. And then using the thread again in my finger, I just encourage the fibres to run or come round the hook. Now if we're not happy the first time, which I'm not, right, I'm going to go back, just take it all the way back, and again, just mix them up. If you're not happy with a flag, always go back, get your length again, and as I say, encourage them all the way around, spreading the fibres now, making sure the thread is waxed and it's tied in. That looks okay. And then remove the waste. Just go all the way around. Tidy up. Yeah, a wee bit more wax. Do you see how it's sitting? That's fine. Then I've got, this is a partridge feather, it's a new one, I'll just show you the skin I've got. It's that dyed olive. But at the side you get these pale, this is the grey dyed. These are much paler, and they're the ones I like. Gives that nice soft olive colour that you're looking for. There we are. Now the first thing I'm going to do is remove the fluff. Not all, just some of it either side. And leave it at the bottom. I usually roll it. This gives me a handle. And then I tie it in by the tip. Just draw the fibres back. Just keep going to reveal the tip of the feather, which is there. I'm just going to take a wee drop more. There you go. Just going to offer it to the side with the front of the hackle facing myself. 2 or 3 turns down. Fold the tip back. 2 or 3 turns back up. Just bring the tip out and trim it away. And then you want to fold your hackle. Just fold these towards the back and then do 1 turn in front of the other. I use up the full hackle if I can. All the way around. Now what I'm going to do at this point is come up with the hackle. Put a 90-degree bend into it. Just watch the fluff. If you put the 90-degree bend into it, it'll not twist on you. It'll not pull out. It'll keep nice and tight. And then just build up ahead. Keeping the thread tight. You can break this off. A wee bit of wax. Breaking off gives you a neater cut. Just going to trim this away. Just a wee bit of the broken ends. Just having the confidence to do that. You want it nice and spread, you see it's all the way around. Holds out really well. Now this is a wee addition, I'm just going to add some. This is the Mirage Krystal flash. A single strand. And then, again, make sure you wax your thread. Pull it in. Tidy up. Now you only need a turn or 2 anyway. Just at the head. Cross your thread. 2 or 3 turns. Fold it back. Usually I like folding it back with a turn. Just keep it tight and then whip finish. At least 3 turns anyway. Nice and tight. Trim away your flash, there we go. To see how it's sitting. And there we are. And then just put some varnish on, or what I'm going to do for speed, just to show you the finished fly, I'm going to put some resin on it, UV resin, all the way around. upside down if you can. Don't touch the feathers. Try and get that off. Make sure the eye's clean. And then come in and set the resin. Doesn't take long, 5 to 10 seconds or so is plenty. And there we are. Makes for a really nice colour combination. And there you go. That's the fly tied for the Corrib. I say it worked extremely well when the duns were coming off, obviously, with the colour. And as I say, there's plenty of them, so you know how well it works. See the colours.